So this is a 9, IGN. This is a 9.
I don't this isn't a new type of video. I've done videos like this before, but the target is new, or I should say, like, or the response is slightly different. I don't know. Let's just get into it. Let me just get to my points. It's your boy Sophist. Let's go.
Sophist.
Okay, so this is a guy. He's a way bigger channel than mine. I'm not even the amazing Lucas. I've seen some of his videos before. I guess I have some type of crossover for this demographic. I've never really clicked on any of his videos, but then I saw him have a video titled IGN gave Tomb Raider a 9 or something along the lines of that. I was like, good game. Right? That's just my immediate response. So I click on this video because it was in relation to Spider-Man. It was like Spider-Man got like a 8.5 or something, and Tomb Raider got a 9, and that's what this video is about. Now I don't know what these two games have to do with each other, besides the fact that they're both fantastic games. And before anybody tries to dismiss me as like some Xbox fanboy who said he can't play Spider-Man, I have Spider-Man. I've platinum Spider-Man. This is nothing to do with that at all. I enjoy the hell out of that game. I love Spider-Man. I love Tomb Raider. I'm all for people. You don't have to like my game. And I'm all for people having different opinions. You know, I believe in open dialogue, discussion, ideas. I'm fine. Like I don't, you know, nobody's a monolith. It's just when you present your opinion, I expect it to at least be rationalized, grounded in some type of logic and reasoning. I expect it to make some type of sense, because then I know it's actually your thought. You know, and when something just sounds like half-hearted, and when you pull for it like a topic of discussion, and then like you pull it for it, and it's just like really weak. I don't know. It bothered. It really bothered me, I guess you can say. And I feel like I need to say something. I know it's not that serious. This is a video game. This is a video game. This isn't even that important. I just think, from like a ethically speaking or whatever, I don't know, from like a journalistic standpoint, I'm no journalist or whatever, but like if you're going to put out information about something, it should be factual. And what is being said about this game is not only, it's highly opinionated, but it's almost blasphemous, and I just need to be some attention need to be brought to it. So that being said, let's get started.
Oh my goodness. So let me be the first to say, that Spider-Man has its faults. It does. It has garbage side missions. It has very underwhelming boss battles that get repetitive, and you know, it has a predictable story if you're a Spider-Man fan. So I'll put that out there. I'll put that all on the table. If they want to give it an 8.7, fine. I'll deal with an 8.7. But if you want to say that this game, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, is a 9, that is utter and sheer blasphemy.
Okay, so this video starts with like this conflation between Spider-Man and Tomb Raider by I guess saying, I'm going to start by saying Spider-Man has its faults. I don't think anybody, there's probably some, but I don't think there's nothing have attention brought to it. You know, I don't think anybody's trying to detract from Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a fantastic game. You don't have to downplay Spider-Man before you state your opinion on Tomb Raider. But then he states his opinion on Tomb Raider and essentially just says it's a clone of Uncharted.
The reason why this is called Shadow of the Tomb Raider, because it's in the shadow of an Uncharted series.
Shut the fuck up.
Keep in mind, Uncharted is a linear, you know, third-person shooter, but it's a linear third-person shooter. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's more like an action type of shooter. Like basically, it's like a modern-day platformer. It's a 3D platformer. Tomb Raider is that as well, but it's an open-world RPG. I mean, with like crafting mechanics and all sorts. It's fundamentally, the two games are very different. The only similarity is that you climb stuff and you shoot people, but what the games want to do, Uncharted wants to take you on the straight from here to there ride, where you just follow the path. And don't get me wrong, Uncharted 4 opened up more, but yeah, you know, but still, you followed the path. Tomb Raider, it does the exact opposite of that. You know, you have open areas scattered across the map to which you traverse between, and you go around, and you know, there's a lot of backtracking and stuff. I guess the best comparison between an Uncharted game would be Lost Legacy. That was the closest thing to like an open world Uncharted game, but still, it's just like they have nothing in common. Okay, so then he starts with the starts of his criticism of the game, and keep in mind at this point I was in there, right? You know, open-minded. I'm all about fairness, and you know, everybody has a right to state their opinion. I want to hear what it is, like I just said. And he starts by saying, like, first he stated, which is factually true, that the game had a lot of work put into it. It looks well, great graphics. The game mechanically and graphically works well. Good animations, everything. Like, you know, like you could tell the development team put a lot of time into it. But then he gets into his first major criticism of the game, into which that he says the game is boring.
Let me say one thing before I really rip into this game. The game looks good. I'll say that. The game does look good. Another good thing is the animations are amazing. Other than that, the game is utter boo-boo. Here's the thing. I'm going to try and be fair with this. This game was absolutely boring. If anything, if I had to give this game one word, it would be underwhelming. That's the one thing I would give it. It's just boring. And I think that I'd rather have a really garbage game, really garbage story, you know, poor graphics, and it'd be fun, than it to have amazing graphics, you know, voice actors, all this, and it'd be boring.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Okay, so in his breakdown of why the game was boring, he didn't really say much else opposed to that he just didn't have fun with the game, which is fair, right? That's a fair point to make. If something's not fun to you, it's not fun to you. Like I said, you don't have to like my game. But as I said, if you're gonna make a video like this, you know, you have to get some type of detail, some type of reason or explanation. And the only thing he did was give like this little thing where he said, like, I'd rather have a game that was mechanically and graphically bad, but I still have fun playing it, than have a game that's well made and not fun to play. I was like, okay, well, what necessarily is not fun about the game to play? Which he didn't necessarily state yet. He just said it was underwhelming. Because
90% of Lara Croft's dialogue, it's the same monotone voice. It's the same, just like, oh, I think I shouldn't be able to do this. Oh, hello. Well, actually, no, it's kind of like, hello, governor. But it's you guys get what I'm saying. It's the same monotone voice. I can't do her accent at the moment. I have to hear. It's like, hello. Oh, I'm hurt. Oh no, he's dead. Oh no, what am I going to do? Oh. All the review videos that play those same cutscenes. The reason why they play them, because that's the extent of her emotional peak.
He then goes on to speak on the character herself, Lara Croft. Like I said, you don't have to like Lara Croft. He said her performance was bad, or actually, I'll come back to this point later, but for the most part, he states her performance was just dry, monotone, she displayed no emotion, and you don't understand anything about the character. I was just like, okay, I mean, like, I don't really understand that. Really, I don't, but it could be, I'm thinking from this point, he could have not played the other two. I played the first two games, that's fine, but he hasn't really given me a critique as to why he felt the game doesn't. None of this makes me think the game, like, if the game doesn't work, that's when it doesn't deserve like a 9 or whatever. And so far, he's attested to that the game does work.
In the game, there is no combat. You either go stealth or you die. Because if you don't go stealth, well, guess what? Everyone has an AK-47, and they will mow your butt down. Just as simple as that. The little times that you do get some guns and stuff like that, it's like almost like they punish you. Because I'm getting into a gunfight, and it's like, no, that's not what we want you to do. Because you have fools behind you, have fools in front of you, have fools up above, and they all have perfect just sights of you.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
He then gets into his complaint with the combat when he states there is no combat. And then his reasoning for that is because, like, you can't run around popping people's heads off because you'll get dropped by everybody's bullets. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I mean, you're playing as a chick who's like, what, 120 pounds soaking wet? And like he says, everybody's covered in armor and has like assault rifles, and they're shooting at you. obviously stealth would be the best option. I mean, that's just what the game is. To basically give a game that mechanically works well and what it wants to do a negative because it doesn't appeal to you is almost like it's ridiculous. Especially since when you want to go back to Uncharted, the same thing could be applied. If you play Uncharted on the harder difficulties, you'll literally get shot like and die in like 2 hits, and you will have to resort to stealth to make it through most of the levels. Or I mean, because you can't just run around shooting, because you won't have the hell. Even on the normal difficulties, you can't get shot that many fucking times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you could just run around shooting. Of course, Uncharted is a little bit more punchy than Tomb Raider, but like I said, they're fundamentally different games at this point. Like, if you were to say that the game it was stealth focused, but the stealth didn't work because it was buggy or something, that's one thing. But you're saying this is a stealth game. It works as a stealth game. It's bad because it's a stealth game. That doesn't make sense. It makes almost no sense.
And they have this little section where every once in a while you get to put mud on yourself, and you're just like, one with the jungle. I'm just like, okay, that's cool. I'm liking this. But you don't really do anything. You blend into trees like a Rambo, and it's the same animations, the same takedowns, regardless.
This next point really confuses me as a gamer, because he states another problem with the game is that like he can't properly enjoy the stealth mode or whatever, or like the stealth options, or like the whole aspects of like covering yourself in mud or hiding in the trees and stealth killing enemies, because overall you keep doing the same animations when you stealth kill people. In the 2 games he's glorifying, once again, like Spider-Man and Uncharted, you literally do the same. On Uncharted, when you're fighting your enemies, you do the same knockout animations, the exact same ones all the time. You only got like 6 of them. In Spider-Man, when you do takedowns, you do the same animations. This is a video game. They're not gonna have an infinite number of animations, and even to that extent, this game has a variety of them, from depending on where the enemy is standing and where you are standing, whether you're above them or below them. She pulls them down, she reaches around, she grabs them, she jumps on it. Like it's not like it's just like literally one animation like Mafia 3. That's not the case at all. This is a very, very moot and weak point. It's like I said, like if you're gonna say something, it has to make at least an inkling of sense. So this next little section, he goes like these 3 points really quick. Don't expand on them in any way, shape, or form. He brings up, I stopped and thought about it. Am I just sexist and don't like this game because you're playing as a chick? It's like, no. Provided no explanation as to why.
Like, there's no. I'm sorry. I was trying to think. I was like, yo, Lucas, are you sexist? Are you not liking enjoying this game because it's a girl? Is that why? And then I was thinking about it, I was like, no, that's not the case at all.
And then he goes on to say, he was like, oh, well, this game just rips off Uncharted at every chance they get. Provides no explanation or is the reason why.
They try to rip off the Uncharted series every chance they get. And the thing is, the problem is that Nathan Drake has a personality.
And then he says, like, this is the kicker, because I said I was going to come back to one of his points. He states there was one moment in the game, Laura was very, very, like, I remember this point in the game, she was upset because she thought her friend Jonah is dead. She starts to go on a killing spree because now she's pissed that she thinks the guy is dead. Turns out he's still alive. She sees him and she breaks down into tears.
Because you have this one shot where she goes full Rambo, right? She thinks a friend of hers is dead, and she's just like, yo, I'm gonna kill everybody. And she gets, a gun and everything, blah, 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 blah. Like, the gameplay, I was like, yo, this is awesome, all right, let's do this. And then it turns out her friend's still alive, and she just breaks down crying. I'm just like, yeah.
Those are 2 very emotional responses. He stated earlier, this character was monotone and had no personality, no emotions in it. That vastly contradicts your own point earlier in the video.
Is she bipolar? Is it the time of the month? Like, what's going on here? Like, who is this woman? Who am I playing as? Because she's happy 1 second, she's angry 1 second, she's upset, she's excited. Just, can we find some consistency with Lara Croft? I get that it's a completely monotone. You're consistent with that. But can we find out who this character is? Because I still don't know.
Does that make sense to you? So then he goes on this tirade about how, like, an overwhelming majority of the characters, in this game are women.
Now, in addition to that, I won't even bother to mention the feminist tones under this, because all the characters we introduce that are introduced to us are women. I don't care if they're the minor characters, major characters, like all of them are women except the villain. The villain's a man. What is this? Even the crazy person with no upper lip, she's a woman. I'm just like, so it's these two women, it's the crazy looking lady and Laura Croft who finally try and defeat the villain. I'm just like, yo, what is this?
So, I mean, you could very well be right. He brings up it could be just like a just fucking forced in there. But I mean, what do you expect? This is the day and age we live in. Progressivism and diversity just rule. It dictates culture at this point almost. They're the fucking progressive, or I call them the progressive neo-Marxists. They got a fucking lock on distribution of media and entertainment. They own an overall majority of it. However, that doesn't make something inherently bad. Sure, I hate an agenda as much as the next guy, but if the product you're presenting to me isn't just preaching to me, hey, look at this, I don't care. Like, it could be presented well. One example I bring up all the time is the series Ruby. Basically every character in that show is a female. I do not care. I love Ruby. It's fantastic. The story is good. The comedy is good. The characters are good. The action is good. I love it. Same thing with like Tomb Raider. If the majority of the characters in the game are female, who cares? I didn't even realize that until he brought it up. When he went through like the main characters and side characters and stuff. I was like, would you look at that? That's a lot of chicks. Didn't even realize it. You know, I was just having fun playing the game. Didn't even realize it.
What is this garbage? What is this? At the end of the day, is this game just completely horrible? No, I don't think the game is horrible. Of course, I might have been a little hyperbolic with my rhetoric.
A little?
That's a good one.
But I don't think it's horrible. It's just boring. Like, it doesn't do anything spectacular. It does everything okay. You know, the graphics are good. The animations are good. The story is, you know, the classic, you know, save the world, you know, everything. The villain is, you know, nothing crazy. It's okay. It's fair. But to give this game a 9, I can't justify a 9. If you're going to give a Spider-Man an 8.7, this is a 7.5.
But see, that's the problem. That's like, you've barely provided any evidence or any credence to this point you made, but it's still very weak. A lot of your criticism of this game can be applied to Uncharted as well. It is not like, and you just literally admitted everything about the game that matters. The mechanics, the graphics, its engine, it's fluidity, the fucking combat. The game works. Now, finding a game fun is different between a game being like good or bad. Like, if a bad game doesn't work, a good game works. Whether you find it fun or not, that's fucking up to you. That's not even the point of this video. You're damn near slathering a game that is every bit as mechanically and graphically, it just everything's but as good as Uncharted or Spider-Man. And it really seems like your only real point of contention is that you're playing with a chick, albeit you might not like her performance. How does that make the game bad? You even though they say the game's not bad, so what is this? Like, it's almost like
that's because there's no way. Spider-Man has its faults, but guess what? The saving grace of Spider-Man, the redeeming factor of Spider-Man, if you don't like the story, if you don't like the side missions, if you don't like the boss battles, at least you have the web swinging. At least you have that, right? At least that's fun. At least you have something that you're like, okay, we at least have the web swinging. There is no redeeming factor in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. There is none.
And he basically ends this video by saying that like Spider-Man has his problems, but at the end of the day, at least you can web swing, right? I'm like, huh? First off, I wouldn't boil down my enjoyment of the Spider-Man game solely to just web swing. I would not just swing around forever. That shit would get boring so fucking fast. There's a lot of redeeming qualities of Spider-Man, but he goes on to say, Spider-Man at least has his web swinging, but this game has nothing. So if Spider-Man's an 8, this game has to be a 7. You've provided nothing to back this up. What you've It's like you're shitting on this game because some fucking reviewer on IGN, I didn't even know IGN review, some reviewer said, oh, I like this game 0.3 points more than Spider-Man. So you're already just shitting on this game for like no reason. None. You can't even say anything bad about the game outside of you think Laura is a boring character. You tried to say she has no range of personality, but then complain about her range of emotions and personality. So like, I don't know where you were going with that.
Not a great point.
And that there's a lot of women. Okay, but the game is fucking fantastic though. So, what? This is a video game. I could very well just be like just salty because somebody's talking mad bullshit about a game I very much enjoy, and I just don't think the game deserves that rap. But fuck it. If that's what it is, that's what it is. You know, I'm gonna defend this game because Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a fantastic game. There's so much shit you can do. One of my favorite aspects of the game is there's like big ass animals and shit lower fights. You kill them, you can make pelts out of them. I got a fucking bird cape that hangs over one shoulder and is made out of feathers and shit. And like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just shit like that. Like, it's literally, I got it from an eagle. Like, it's just like fucking climbing in trees and shooting my bow and arrow at somebody and stringing them from the tree. Like, you know, the game's puzzles are fucking challenging and they're fun. I love raiding the tombs and solving the puzzles. The stuff is intense. You know why? Because there's like 20 guys. They all got AKs, and they see you, they're gonna light you up. There was one instance in the game when I was going through a cornfield and that had like no cover, no anything, but all I could do was go through the tall grass and try to stealth kill some enemies when I can, and then and move on when I can. And I decided not to try to get them all and just keep going because I was having a little trouble, because if one of them see me, I'm in this big open field, they're all gonna aim at me and mow me down. It's intensity like that makes the game incredible. Just to say the game's not fun. Well, why isn't the game fun? Her voice and like you stealth and then like and then women. Oh, that's no. I'm sorry. No, I'm about to just no. Hell Hydra.